Hello. Considering a recent event, I'd like to speak today a bit on using a 4-gas meter, what to look for, and how, if possible, to mitigate it. In the past, our safety director, Mr. Jason Myers, has mentioned the need and importance of having a 4-gas meter on site at all of our branches. And in light of recent events, we feel the need for every branch to obtain a 4-gas meter to ensure the safety of those involved. That includes excavations, restorations, cabling, and jetting. Every branch should have a 4-gas meter on site. What are they and what do they measure? 4-gas meter will measure oxygen levels in percentage. It will measure CO, carbon monoxide levels, in parts per million. It will measure H2S, hydrogen sulfide levels, in parts per million. And it will also measure your LEL, lower explosive limit, percentage. Sometimes it's labeled EX. So the very first thing we do when we look at this meter at our numbers, we're going to look at our oxygen levels first, our O2 levels. At 20.9%, if it's reading at 20.9% or within that range, that is normal oxygen level in the air. When we reach 23.5%, the air can become oxygen enriched and become explosive. At 19.5%, oxygen deficiency occurs, and anything below that 19.5%, it immediately becomes dangerous to life and health, and physical problems can occur with that. What is carbon monoxide and what are the dangers of it? Carbon monoxide, or CO, is a colorless, odorless, toxic gas that interferes with oxygen carrying capacity of our blood. CO is non-irritating and can overcome a person without warning. Over 400 people die annually in the U.S. from unintentional, non-fire related carbon monoxide poisoning. Many people die from CO poisoning usually while using gasoline power tools and generators in buildings or semi-enclosed spaces without adequate ventilation. Total CO-related deaths, including suicides and fire-related incidents, exceeded 1,200 people in 2025, with over 20,000 ER visits annually for CO-related poisoning. This chart on the left, you'll see on the left-hand column, it's ppm, or parts per million. We know the maximum safe level on our meter is going to be between 30 and 60, with normal levels reading 10 or lower. The higher we go on this, the more dangerous it becomes in our parts per million. At 60 and above, headaches and breathlessness occur. 150 to 300, dizziness, add dizziness, nausea, and impaired dexterity to the headache and breathlessness. At 300 to 650 parts per million, add vomiting, confusion, and loss of consciousness. 700 to 1,000, organ impairment, coma, it's fatal if not treated, and above 1,000 parts per million, it is fatal. Call 911 immediately if you think you're sick from carbon monoxide poisoning. H2S, or hydrogen sulfide, that's your next gas on the meter. H2S is a colorless, highly toxic, and flammable gas known for its strong odor of rotten eggs. It has an odor, that rotten egg odor, at lower concentrations. However, it rapidly causes olfactory fatigue, numbing of your sense of smell, making it impossible to detect by scent at dangerous levels. There is a false sense of security for many workers, and they happen to die while they're working because they can't smell that rotten egg smell anymore, and they think that it is dissipated. In reality, it paralyzed their sense of smell. H2S is produced naturally by decaying organic matter. Sewage and swamps are an example. It is found in volcanic gases, crude petroleum, and natural gas. H2S is a dangerous industrial hazard and a chemical asphyxiant. causing severe health effects. It's heavier than air, which makes it dangerous in areas where we work in trenches where that gas can settle into the bottom of the excavation. Here's our chart for hydrogen sulfide, and the concentration is going to be in parts per million again, ppm. Odor threshold 0.01 to 1.5. At 2 to 5, prolonged exposure may cause nausea, tearing of the eyes, headaches, or loss of sleep. This is in an 8-hour time-weighted average. At 20 ppm, fatigue, loss of appetite, headache, poor memory, and dizziness. This is where I mentioned 100 to 150 concentration part per million, loss of smell, olfactory fatigue, and paralysis. 500 to 700 parts per million, staggering, collapse within 5 minutes, serious damage to your eyes in 30 minutes, death in 30 to 60 minutes. 700 to 1,000, rapid unconsciousness, immediate collapse within 1 to 2 breaths, and death in minutes. What does an LEL meter mean? What does an LEL mean on a meter? LEL means lower explosive limit or lower flammable limit, LFL, in gas detection. It gives you indications of the threat of fires or explosions. It defines the lowest concentration of flammable gas or vapor in the air, expressed in percentage by volume that can ignite. A rating of 100 LEL, 100% LEL means the atmosphere is immediately dangerous, reaching the threshold for explosion. The LEL varies by gas, as we'll see on the next slide. For example, a 5% methane concentration in the air is expressed by a 100% LEL reading on your 4-meter gas meter. The UEL is called the upper explosive limit. This is the highest concentration of gas that will burn. Concentrations above the UEL are considered too rich to burn. So while mixtures above the UEL won't initially burn, we have to be aware that the safety implication is that they are extremely dangerous because they can become explosive if diluted with fresh air. Remember, the LEL is the lowest concentration that supports combustion, too lean, and the UEL is the highest concentration that supports combustion, it's too rich. As you can see, methane gas, which is a sewer gas, at a 5 part per million, 5% LEL, it will read 100% on your 4-gas meter. Acetone is another one we use with our pipe primer. Reads 2.2%. It will read 100% on your 4-gas meter. In scenarios for mitigation, when your meter is picking up low oxygen levels, and I'll repeat, low oxygen levels, then it is best to utilize an air mover to provide fresh air while you're working in that area. Remember, high concentrations of oxygen can be explosive, and mitigation with an air mover is not recommended, and it is not safe, as materials that are not normally flammable ignite and burn with extreme intensity in an oxygen-enriched atmosphere. Carbon monoxide readings, alarms, hydrogen sulfide alarms, and LEL alarms. Anytime you get this on a 4-gas meter, you should evacuate the area immediately, call 911, and contact your GM immediately. Again, our contact information, Jason Myers on the left, myself is on the right. Anytime you have questions that need answered or have concerns about your job site, please feel free to contact us. We are a resource for all of you. Have a great day. Be safe out there, and talk to you later.